You know when a studio refuses to give any critic screenings or fan screenings before the release of a movie? That's like a giant signal flare that says, our movie sucks. Here we go! So Incarnate tells the story of an unconventional exorcist who uses Inception-like technology to enter the mind of the host in order to expel the demon. Brought to you by the award-winning director of the Cats and Dogs sequel, this movie stars Aaron Eckhart, the kid who plays Bruce Wayne on Gotham, the guy who played Ra's al Ghul in Arrow Season 3, and the villain from Paul Blart.
Jeremy tried to seduce me!
Oh, this fucking movie. Guys, I'm not going to get real in-depth with the conversation of this movie because this movie does not merit that kind of a conversation. This is the movie that we see every single year sprinkled somewhere between the beginning of January and the middle of February. I kind of wish Doc Brown would pull up in a DeLorean. I could use that 90 minutes back. What on paper may seem like a somewhat creative way to breathe a little bit of life into a genre of horror films that I am honestly sick of seeing. It seems like this is the only form of horror story we get nowadays, a demon possession movie. In actuality, is one of the most cliche, lazy, by the numbers, boring, waste of time movies that I have seen all year. Not only do they do nothing new with the genre of demonic possession, they take every single trope, every single cliche, every single story beat, or little camera trick, or jump scare that we have seen 1,000 times, and they blatantly rip all those off from movies that do it way better, while at the same time completely ripping off story elements from Inception. I'm not kidding, just about every single rule or story device that they use in the dream state in Inception, they totally rip off in this movie. The way that time is different from the dream state to reality, the way that the creator of the dream can only be brought out of it and brought to reality if they recognize a little totem, an item that reminds them of their reality. It's almost like the screenwriter of this movie was hammering away his genius little demonic possession story, and he had Inception playing in the background as some background noise, and subconsciously some of that shit just inserted into the story. The acting in this movie is really bad. I don't know why Aaron Eckhart still gets stuck with movies like this, dude. You either need to make some better choices yourself because you are a way better actor than this, or you need to fire your fucking agent because this is just way below you. You know something's wrong with your movie when a recognizable child actor shows up at the end of the movie for not even 3 minutes and outperforms the main child actor that this movie centers around. Not only does this movie insult you as a viewer by completely ripping off rules of other movies, but it insults you twice by thinking you're not going to notice when the movie stops following its own rules. Something that the characters keep hammering into your head 1,000 fucking times in this movie is while they're doing a demonic exorcism, they say, do not touch the host. If you touch them, the host can transfer the demonic possession over to you, or they'll hurt you, they'll kill you. Do not touch them. In the conclusion of this movie, when the main demon is fighting with its host, it falls out of a 3-story window, splats on the street, everybody starts gathering around, and some of the main characters go, stop! Don't touch him, get back! And then right after that, they walk up to the host and they're like, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? Bitch, didn't you just say don't touch him? There's even a scene in this movie that I'm surprised that the 2 people that were in the theater watching this movie with me didn't bust out laughing like I did. While this kid is being possessed, they keep him in this little isolated room in the apartment. Then they bring in somebody to try to get through to the kid who is still holding on inside of the demon. The demon telepathically grabs the guy, bounces him across the wall, and breaks every bone in his body and kills him. Then the movie cuts over to the paramedics wheeling out his body in a black bag. Nobody asks any questions. Nobody asks why the guy got bounced across the walls, how he died, why there's some fucked up kid in the corner. They just take the body and leave. Well, damn, that guy had a rough fucking night. No investigation needed. You know the story device you see in a lot of movies where the main character has some really traumatic event in his past, so the movie periodically just shows little chunks of that scene until eventually, somewhere around the climax usually, they show the whole scene and some big revelation comes out you didn't realize happened. This movie tries to do that, but it's laughable. Aaron Eckhart has a broken past, and it's a reason why he's chasing this specific demon, because he got into a head-on collision, and his wife and his kid died while he became paralyzed. They tell you this from the beginning of the movie. They show the entire event on a newspaper clipping on his wall. You know everything that happens, and yet they tease you throughout the movie with small little scenes showing pieces of this car wreck like something's gonna change, and then when they finally show the whole thing, oh, guess what? He got in a wreck, his wife and his son died, and he became paralyzed. And this movie actually has the balls to try to fake its viewers out with a false ending, like anybody didn't see that coming as a ruse. You know, I'm one of those guys, I never pull my cell phone out during a movie. I never want to interrupt anybody else's experience. I'm never that bored with a movie where I feel like Facebook or texting is going to be more of a better form of entertainment than what's going on the screen in front of me. And even though I was in a theater with only 2 people watching this movie, I was struggling. It was hard. It was hard. You know what I think really pisses me off the most about this movie and movies like this is not only the fact that they're banking the entire entertainment value of this movie on the fact that maybe their viewers are complete morons, but this is exactly why it's so hard to be a horror fan nowadays. We're in a time when there are more original ideas making its way to the screen than ever before, and us horror fans, unfortunately, are just stuck watching shit like this all year long, and I'm tired of it. To wrap all this up, guys, this is a lazy, boring, generic, rip-off, piece of shit movie that I have no entertainment from whatsoever. I think I would have had more fun scratching my balls for 90 minutes. So you give me a lazy, generic script under a lazy, generic director filled with lazy, generic performances. And then to add insult to injury, you try to remove the rules of your movie out from under my nose like I'm stupid. Sorry, Incarnate. Homie, don't play that. Thank you for wasting my time, and fuck this movie. So what did you guys think of Incarnate? Did you like this movie? Did you hate it? Was it crossing the threshold into insulting like it was for me? Put all your thoughts on this film down below and let's talk about it. Please like and share this video and hit that subscribe button. That way you get to come back and see me next time. But if that's not soon enough to check out some more of my videos, you can check out a few more by clicking right over here.